How would small businesses such as the Old European adapt? Is there a bigger reason for why you're paying more and more at the gas pump? And that's not even discussing metrics for how to produce that in women's sports. One of the local sports bars here at WSU in anticipation of the national championship game between Gonzaga and Baylor. Will stricter gun laws equal fewer crimes overall? Well, Jake, I don't know about you, but all I know is my Valentine's Day is going to be a date with me, myself, and I. So if you're like me and you like to get out for a walk before your daily commute to work or school, it's going to be a good time to go do it. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really know much about Air Maxes. I grew up as a DC kid, so that's what I pretty much stuck with. What about you though? What's your personal favorite?
I'm a big Air Max.
Welcome back, I'm Alan Lester with your Sports Block. The Washington State men's basketball team took a beat down by number 24 Stanford Cardinal. As the old proverb says, all good things must come to an end, and that is definitely the case for tomorrow. For workers like 19-year-old Joey Montalto, the recent gas price surge has seen him spending more than normal.
In the past couple months, I've paid the most for gas I've ever paid in the last few years.
Mr. Montalto commutes nearly an hour and a half round trip every day for work and has noticed that as the gas prices steadily climb, his weekly take-home pay is getting increasingly smaller.
With the position I'm in with my minimum wage job in Oregon, which is not even the state that I live in, it definitely takes its toll on my weekly paychecks.
In the last month alone, gas prices have risen across America by an average of 27 cents per gallon, but some states have felt an even bigger surge. Arizona has seen the biggest one-month jump in gas prices by average of 45 cents per gallon, while Washington now holds the second highest average in the country at nearly $3.25 per gallon. Although some speculations towards the rising gas prices are seen as simple supply and demand, is there a bigger reason for why you're paying more and more at the gas pump? Ed Hers is an economist with a focus on the energy sector. While he points out that supply and demand are contributing factors to the hike in gas prices, there remains other influences that most people overlook.
So much production around the world came offline during the depth of the pandemic recession last summer that it's slow to come back.
Mr. Hers notes that with Saudi Arabia cutting back their production of oil and the American dollar devaluing by a modest 10% over the last year, this has led to increased prices as well. Mr. Hers is confident, however, that as time continues, the prices could drop if certain actions happen.
It depends on when we get out of the pandemic. If we're surging ahead, and it's not just us getting vaccinated, but everybody around the world, and we can get back to a world GDP growth.
Despite this outlook, Mr. Montalto believes that more people will be negatively infected before any type of relief at the pump will come.
Not everybody has jobs anymore. Lots of people have lost their jobs because of the pandemic. And with gas prices going up and these people not having an income, it will, help run their banks dry quicker.
So while gas prices have fluctuated throughout history, this recent surge leaves much to be desired. In Pullman, I'm Alan Lester, Murrow News 8. For retail workers like 21-year-old Portia Van, the minimum wage debate is a matter of life and death.
I can't even, put a roof over my head because of my job pay. It's not even about the job. It's how much the job is paying.
However, some workers like 24-year-old Stephen Osted see the debate as an unnecessary consequence despite being in the same position as someone like Miss Van.
So national average is about $7 or $7, $7.50. So basically doubling that is going to screw over basically any small business owner who's already struggling due to the past year.
For the past 11 years, the federal minimum wage has been stagnant at $7.25 an hour. However, lawmakers have introduced legislation that would raise it over time to $15 an hour by 2025. This action would more than double it, bringing the minimum wage to its highest level ever when adjusted for inflation. Proponents for the increase are even more determined to get legislation passed, with the recent news of Costco announcing that they will be raising their minimum wage to $16 an hour. Although national polling shows that 67% of Americans would favor the increase, the question remains, how would small businesses such as the Old European adapt? Michael Strain, an economic policy studies director, says that there are limits to how high small businesses can raise their wages, but believes there is possible solutions available to accommodate workers.
One way they might absorb it is through hiring workers who have relatively more skills or relatively more experience.
Even though reports show that an estimated 1.4 million jobs could be lost by 2025, Van believes that's not an excuse to deny people a living wage.
A company is not strong enough or has not brought in enough profit to pay their employees, a reasonable amount that's above poverty, then I don't think that they should be open at all.
Regardless of position in the debate, economists acknowledge that raising the minimum wage to $15 will have both costs and benefits, and that it's important to acknowledge these trade-offs when considering the policy. In Pullman, I'm Alan Lester, Murrow News 8.